Real Madrid 1, Juventus 0. Well done, lads. I reckon we deserve that victory. It's true that we are pretty lucky Juventus have zero attacking talent in their team, because otherwise we would have been in trouble. They certainly had some great opportunities and opened us up a few times. But I thought overall we had much more possession. We created a lot more chances. I thought we deserved the win. Before I get into the review, I don't know if I get any recurring viewers to this channel, because no one ever leaves any comments. Hint, hint, anyone out there, if you want to say hello. But I recently travelled from Santiago to Mendoza, and on my last video I put some clips. And I'm just going to add a few more clips to this video because, I might get some new viewers watching this, so who knows. Right, let's get into the video then. So our starting lineup then, I'm going to put it on the screen here for everyone. Yet again, we have a new starting lineup from Alonso. I don't know if this is a fact or not, but it feels like he's never played the same team twice in a row yet. It still feels like he's not 100% sure what our best starting lineup is, and maybe we don't have a best starting lineup. Maybe it does depend on the the opponents. But I got to say, I preferred this starting lineup to the one against Getafe. I really like a combination of Jude, Gula, and Tchouaméni. I think that's much better than Camavinga playing in a double pivot, because it allows Bellingham to have the freedom to attack. It allows Gula to drop back and dictate the ball around. I thought Gula and Bellingham interchanged quite well throughout the game. I've got to say, I quite enjoyed that midfield. I'm glad Alonso listens to my videos and Brahim started instead of Franco. I think Franco needs a little bit of break from his starting role, and I think he needs to earn his way into the starting lineup, even though he's done well so far. But I saw something recently, and it was very true, that when we talk about someone like Yamal, we say he's a good player. He's a really good player. We don't need to add for his age onto it. Whereas when we talk about Franco Mastantuono, we often say he's a very good player for his age, but that doesn't mean he's necessarily a very good player. So I definitely don't think he should be a guaranteed starter at the moment. And I thought Brahim had a good game, by the way, so I'm glad that he got the opportunity. I was very happy with the starting lineup, I've got to say. So the first half started then, and I've got to say, for the first 15 minutes or so, I thought Juve were pretty good. I thought they were defending really well, and they were also offering a threat as well. I thought as the first half went on, they kind of just dropped back, and then they didn't really offer much of a threat. But I thought the first 15 minutes were Juventus's, I've got to say. Now, I don't know if this is just a Real Madrid problem. I don't really watch enough of other teams and other football to know if this is just a trend now in football. But why does every single team we seem to play a really low block against us? I mean, and it's not really working, because we've won most of the games we played this season, apart from Atletico, and I just don't understand it. We obviously, it contains Vini very well, it contains Mbappe very well, and maybe teams just don't want to go toe-to-toe with us, but it's so boring. But I thought Juve played a pretty good first half in general. Vini didn't create much, Mbappe didn't create much. I thought Bellingham was a little bit anonymous in that first half, although I've got to say, I thought his first touch and his dribbling was fantastic today. I think overall, not just because he scores a goal, but I thought he was definitely one of our better players. He grew into the game as the game went on. I actually thought Militao had a great game. I'm going off on a tangent here, but I thought Bellingham, Militao, Gula. I was actually disappointed when Gula came off, because I thought he was fantastic in this game. There were a lot of really good performers out there for Real Madrid today. But yeah, the first half, pretty uneventful, I would say. This was certainly a game for the goalkeepers to shine. I don't know the name of the Juventus goalkeeper, but he was fantastic tonight, and so was Courtois. Pretty uneventful first half. A lot of our first half seemed to be like that at the moment, because teams just seem to sit back and play five at the back and just offer nothing. But second half then. We came out in the second half with much more energy. There was a lot more zip. I'm going to use the word zip. I love that word. There's a lot more zip to our passes, I thought. And Bellingham grew into the game. Vini created the first goal around the 60th minute. Vini's such a frustrating player at times, because with some parts of his game, it doesn't feel like he's improved since he was like 18. Sometimes his first touch is really poor in his decision making. But that's not obviously his traits. But what he is good at is coming up with moments of magic when he doesn't feel like there's much happening. I didn't think he was going to be able to get the shot off with his weak foot like that, especially a cross goal, but fair play to him. Great effort from Vini, and Bellingham is alive for a Joselu type goal, we can say, and this is where Bellingham shines. I don't think he's a midfielder. He's a number 10, really. He's a number 10, but obviously in a 4-3-3 that position doesn't exist. But his best qualities seem to be when he's around the box, because he's got such a striker's instinct at knowing where the ball's going to fall. And yeah, it's frustrating because sometimes he makes great runs into the box and no one seems to find him with a cross, and other times we cross the ball and there's not a single player in the box. It's very strange sometimes, the decision making of this team. Yeah, there's a lot of holes, by the way, in this Real Madrid team. I'm going to get onto that later because I certainly can't say I'm confident going into this Barcelona game. But yeah, talking specifically about this game, I thought the second half was a pretty good performance. Talking about the decisions in the second half from Alonso, I was a little bit baffled, I've got to say, or I was very surprised with the Gula substitution. I thought he was one of the best players on the pitch, and if we were going to get a second goal, there was a good chance it was going to come from a pass or something he was going to do. So that was a strange substitution for me, I've got to say. Even if you want to bring on another midfielder, you know, push him out to the right wing a little bit. Take Brahim off. You know, he was so influential. I think he's so good at the moment. He's got to stay on the field. You don't take Mbappe off, and I don't think you should be taking Gula off. He's that important to the team at the moment. But obviously we won in the end. And maybe he was conserving him for Barcelona, I don't know. But yeah, to me, he's almost untouchable at this point, Arda Gula. And then obviously Asencio went off. I thought he had a good game. Asencio is a strange one because he seems to be a better defender when there's chaos, when there's like 2-on-2 counters and he gets to throw himself at the opposition, or you know, making last-ditch crazy tackles. When he's actually got to play tactically and the passes are very short and he's got to react very quickly, there he seems sometimes to be very slow to react, and he seems to be a step behind the opposing players. Yeah, whereas Militao, I thought, possibly man of the match. I thought he was fantastic this game, Militao. He made so many great tackles, so many interceptions. Our defence in general, though, has a lot of holes. Teams seem to be able to get at us very easily, and I'm not sure what the solution is because, obviously, I think not having Rudiger, who's been arguably our best defender of the last few years, not having him available could be part of the reason why. Not having a fit right back, Trent and Carvajal just can't seem to stay fit at the moment. We don't seem to play a consecutive back five at the moment for, let's say, 3 or 4 games in a row. And I don't know what our best defence is yet. Is it Militao and Huijsen? Is it going to be Rudiger and Huijsen? Is it Rudiger and Militao? You know, I'm still uncertain yet. So maybe that could be the reason why the defence is still looking susceptible. But there's still something, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's one of the reasons I'm still very nervous going into this Barcelona game, because I just don't think we look... I mean, if we haven't got Courtois pulling off unbelievable saves, we would have conceded a few goals tonight. So, yeah, I'm still nervous defensively. Also, on a side note, I'm starting to think Valverde's best position might be right wing back. I've got to say, yeah, we don't often play a 3-5-2, but I start to feel like he might be more beneficial for us in that wing back role, because lately in midfield he hasn't really been offering us much, and I thought he had a really good game tonight. I mean, some of his passing, switch field passing, was Toni Kroos-like, and it allows him to use his best strength, which is his energy. I mean, he should have shot at the end there when we had like a counter right at the end of the game, and he could have easily scored. But yeah, I like Valverde on a right wing back. Right back, I'm not necessarily so sure, but in a 3-5-2, I think that could be his best position. So I'm just reading here then that Asencio is not injured. He's not injured. Obviously, he went off. He got substituted there towards the end of the game after making a fantastic tackle to stop what could have well been a goal from Juventus. But yeah, it looks like he's not injured. So that's great news. Our defence doesn't need any more injuries at the moment, considering it looks like Alava's going to be out for a little while. Not really surprised there. But yeah, I'll wrap it up then. Obviously, 3 wins out of 3 for Real Madrid. Much better start this season in the Champions League compared to last season. But I'm and I can't say I'm sold on this Real Madrid team yet. We only beat Getafe 1-0. We just beat Juve 1-0. Not a great Juve team that lost on the weekend 2-0 against, is it Como? But yeah, obviously we've got a hell of a week with Barca on the weekend and Liverpool next week. If we can win all 3 of these games, I think this will really kickstart our season. But yeah, as things stand, honestly, to me, it's 50-50 going into this Barca game right now, because they're also not in the best of form either. But yeah, maybe I'll make a preview of the team that I'd like to see this weekend, because I don't think I want to see us play a 4-3-3 against them, I've got to say. But yeah, I'll leave that maybe for another video. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you on the next one.